Hi everyone, it's Damien for another video. Yeah, on the last video, I was basically like I kept like the last version of the code, which is that version actually. So I had a class to, I had a method to the fixedName class, and I had only one convert method, which only iterate through the rules here once. And last night I was having a session with my mentor. We didn't record it actually, but I said to him that I didn't really like the way that I assigned this variable here, the sound variable, and he was basically showing me some ways of like doing it another way. And we ended up, he ended up telling me that basically I should basically avoid like a class method. Like there is a self here, so that's a class method, and I should do instance method. And well, it's not really the first time I heard that. A lot of people, and even at school, people was telling us that yeah, doing class method, if you can avoid it because it's not really a good way of coding, let's say. I guess it can apply. It's not that is not really a good way. Like everything is code. I think that some things can be good and some are not. It's just a matter of trade-off, I guess. And so we ended up making a class. This is a class, but we ended up making instance methods for doing this exercise. And so he started coding, and after that he left me and let me code. I guess he take a break or something. And when he got back, he told me that this is a piece of code that I wrote, and I want you to complete it. So the code is still working, the test is still passing, right? And so I did it, and it was fine. It was better. And at the end, he told me that he didn't want to um, like save the exercise, or at least push it on my repository, and he wanted me to do it again by myself without even, without having it in front of me, and also to say why it was better and what I was thinking about the code. And basically, I think it's like a design thing, a design exercise now. At that point, I guess you can push it even further. Like you can add lambdas and I guess everything. Even though I don't know anything about lambdas, but yeah. So this is what I'm gonna try. So we did something. Of course, I remember some of the way we did it, and so we made a class. We had like if I remember, we had an initialize. I think was it? No, it wasn't that. We had we had a convert. Yeah, we had a convert class, a convert method, like the self one, and we had another one, I think, which yeah, we had something like that. Convert. And so this convert will do the job, I think. Like, let's get that. This one will do that. And we had that, basically. Something like that. Not really the same, but like pretty much. So let's, yeah, yeah, it was like that. and I will have to pass the number around the parameters. I think, yeah, we had that. We had also, like, basically I wanted to separate. I didn't basically what I mean. Let's go back for a second. Basically, what I wanted to eliminate was that I wanted to be able to do that, basically. But obviously this doesn't work because it doesn't, I mean, he will tell me that I have to declare that, and I think if I run it, it will be raindrop. Come on. Come on. Alright, if I run it, it will fail, I guess. Yeah. So I will say, where is it? Yeah, the variable sound is like undefined. So this variable here. And so we ended up keeping that. We had the same thing here. And we had a class, like, let's imagine that the raindrop is a class, and what a raindrop will do. A raindrop will probably not, like, I don't know. What is a raindrop actually? It's a, yeah, I know what it is in French. I mean, if I have it in my mind, it's like when it's raining, I guess. When the water, it's like, yeah, forming like small, like cycle. I mean, not really cycle, but like, I don't know, like a bowl. It's not really a bowl, but yeah. Me trying to explain what's a raindrop. Well, let's say that a raindrop will probably rain, I guess, or will fall. Not really fall. It will not fall. It will. I don't want to do the convert. It's not like, I mean, let's see. What is actually a raindrop? Maybe I'm making a mistake actually. Because for me, a raindrop is like, in French we say goutte, goutte de pluie. It's like a drop of rain, let's say, if I translate it. So raindrop. I think it's that, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's actually a goutte de pluie. Yeah. And I wanted to keep some methods that how, I mean, some names that was that are related to it, but yeah, I guess a raindrop fall and make a sound. So this, like, let's say fall. Let's call it like that. It's not really fall, but, or maybe fall down. And let's say we have a method called make sound. Oh, a raindrop sound like, yeah, we just make sound actually. Let's do this. And here we will have basically this right here, and here it was something pretty much like this, and this part will go there, make the sound here. The thing is, and oh, here let me comment all of that, and here we will have this convert call the fall method. Okay. I guess, okay, so this was in, well, I guess I will have to pass a number here. Yeah, I obviously have to pass a number here because I have it here. And actually, it's not even, yeah, I will have to pass a number. I will foreign number, and this will return like sound, and and after that this we probably call the sound like sound. Well, it's not even that, it just I have to create the object first. So I'm gonna create a raindrop. A raindrop new. I will pass, if I do the photo here, I have to pass the number. Well, I can do it like that too. I mean, yeah, but it wasn't like that in the first. I mean, when we did it, we pass. Let's see, because when we did it last night, it was something like that. I actually remember how it was, but I don't want to do it the way it really was when we did it last night with my mentor. So it was something like that when we did it, but I want to do it that way. Let's see. But actually, I mean, yeah, let's try it that way. For it has a number, and then we'll call the sound method, like something like that. Let's try that. All right. So I have that, call this and this. All right. So undefined method sound. 31. Okay, here I've got a number that, oh, okay, so here I put the number actually, and here is saying on line 13, why is it so like undefined? Me that sound, well, I have it here. Well, I guess I will have to pass a sound. Well, and I will, this will return a string. This will return a string, and if well, it wasn't really that way, but this will return a string, and then I call that. Well, I have to take that into account. Well, maybe I'm trying to be too smart here. Yeah. But why is it saying undefined that sound? Net 13. Let's see the first. Okay. Blah blah blah. Blah blah. Okay. You know what? Yeah, I wanted to. All right. So, I mean, And is it really the way I want it? Raindrop new. And yeah, it's actually here I will have cause sound method with basically it's like sound, and I mean could do that. I don't really like that, but well, I don't really like the way it's presented, but yeah, let's do that to see what's going on. Oops, sound is undefined. All right, so where is it? It's actually here. Okay, so what's going on? Undefined number. Oh, the number here is not. Well, I don't even have yet. If the sound is empty to return a number, and here you call it to string actually. Oops, not working anyway. Local variable number on line 24. Yeah, the number is not passed actually. Don't really like that. I will have to pass a number twice. Yeah, I don't really like that. I think I kind of do, I mean, not really the same. So it's actually working, but I don't really like the way it's like written. Like, because one thing I realized last night is that I didn't have to pass around this parameter here, so that should be probably um, an attribute actually of the class. So we'll do, I didn't even did an initialize method. Oh yes, one by default, I guess. So I will do an initialize here, initialize. So I mean, well, I mean, yeah, let's remove that. So it's fine, it's working, right? But the way the code is written is not really, I don't really like it, especially passing the number here. Like you passing the number here, I mean you have it here, and then you have it here again, like it's like too much number here, like I don't really like the way it is. So in last night we ended up with something like that, initialize. Is that initialize? I don't even, yeah. like that. And we have the number here. It's not really a number, it's like, I don't even know how to like call it. Well, we will, I don't know. If like, obviously it's like, it's not really real because you cannot really like define a raindrop with a number. Not, you cannot really find, I mean, name this number like intensity or something, but just for fun I'm trying to find a name that is related to intensity. Can be a good one. I mean, yeah, that's good. Intensity, I think it's that way. I'm not sure. Each time I'm looking for a word on my video, man. Yeah, it's actually that. And intensity number. Oh. So here I have an attribute, and in order, I think I can actually. So because I save the attribute for the object, I don't really have to pass it around here. So I can remove that. I mean, I should be able to remove that. Let's see. And I should be able to do intensity. Oh. I should be able to do that here. And to remove that actually. Do I? Yeah. And I don't need that. And I don't need that. I mean, I just have to replace it. Yeah. It will not work because I'm passing the number here. So it's not intensity. Let's get intensity. And actually it's not here, but it's here. Yeah, this is what we did last night, pretty much. I think it should be working still. I think so. Yeah, it's working. The thing is, well, I don't. Oh my god. This this part. This part is actually creating the sound, and this is playing the sound, let's say. Like it's, yeah. So this part right here should be into a method. I don't know how I'm gonna call it. Like in like build sound. It's not really build sound, it's like create sound and make sound. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much the same. It's not really yeah, last night I think we called it noise. It's like it wasn't sound, it was noise. It's actually, yeah, it's more of a noise. I mean, noise and sound are pretty much the same thing. I think noise will be better actually, but I don't know. Maybe make noise and like create sound. Make. It's not really. I don't know, man. How can I call it? It's actually what it's doing. It's actually converting the intensity into a sound or into a note sound. This one would be probably create sound or build sound, like build sound, and here will be like make noise. Probably noise is actually better. I mean, sound is more related to music, even though it's not only music, because you can actually you can say the rain as actually a sound, I guess, in English. But yeah, I mean, let's fall. The fall is actually calling that. Or maybe sound, actually, just sound. Like, yeah, just sound. Make noise with sound. Yeah, this one I like it. I like this one. Me passing, yeah. So I guess it's still working. Yep. And I don't know what is better. Like, you can actually use the attribute, but usually you have getter. And I don't really know what is, like, I mean, I know that you shouldn't be able to, like, if you're using a getter, you will not be able to, like, access this attribute directly. You will have to use a getter. And it's actually, I guess, more important for the, yeah, it's like protecting your data. I mean, protecting the data of the class. So if you have it like that without a getter setter, I mean getter in that way, you can actually create a sound, create a raindrop, sorry, and then you can access this attribute directly, and if you want to, you can like replace it. But it's actually pretty much the same. When, I mean, I have to investigate that. There's some stuff I might have forgotten. So I'm gonna do yeah, attribute reader and intensity, and here so this is actually calling the this method here, the getter, and should be working still. Yeah, and after that, so you see, I don't have to, like, because I made an attribute for the number or the intensity now, so I don't have to pass around the attribute. I mean, the parameters that was before. Like I had, you remember I had a number here and probably a number somewhere else, like here. And before I had the number here as well, because I have that before. I mean, I still have it, but I just replaced it with intensity. So yeah, it's actually a bit better that way. And what else? So I have the sound, I have a make noise, and I have a fall. And when it falls, it make when a raindrop falls, it make noise with that sound. Yeah, I like it. And after that, we went into what we did was like, yeah, we didn't basically. It was my mentor was telling me that he asked me what should be private and what should be public, and before I was able to answer because I was thinking, but now it's more obvious to me because, like, if you think about it, like nobody has to know or knows a class, knows a class, or no one really need to know how the sound is like created, is made, and nobody needs to know how uh, the noise is actually implemented. So there is no point of knowing that. The only method you should, I mean, for me, I'm not an expert, but yeah, when even though we did it last night and it was actually like that, but when you think about it, uh, I mean, I mean, I think there was a question you should ask yourself about when you do that type of thing, like what is public and what is private. I think there was a question, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm mistaken with something else. Uh, yeah. So the other class don't really need to know how the sound gets created, and how the raindrop actually makes a noise. Doesn't really care about that. Don't need to care about that. The only thing you need to care about is that you shouldn't be able to. You shouldn't be able to call sound and make noise, those two methods here, outside of this class. There is no sense of doing that to me. I'm trying to think at the same time, but yeah, for me, when you use that class, you should only be able to, like, okay, I have a raindrop. What's the method available? So far, it's fall. I have a raindrop. What's the method available? If you say that this is available and this is available, like, it's not really. And especially, I think you can actually, like, I mean, that's my point of view. Maybe I'm wrong, but you can see that here, those methods are actually using the attributes, or at least the getter, but the getter is actually getting the attribute here. and this one as well is using the attribute. So that means that those those things should be private for me because it's actually a part of the object. Like when you're touching to the attribute, is like really like tight. It's something really tight to the object. And here we're just calling. Obviously, the file is calling make noise and sound, but it doesn't really call it like I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't really use the attribute directly. It's using it by calling noise and the sound method. I don't know if that makes sense, and I'm not even sure I'm right on that actually. But yeah, so this is private to me. Right, I think yeah, this is private, and so like I can oh I like to do it like that way. My mentor didn't do it that way. Didn't indent it. It just like put it like that. It's fine too, but I prefer to do. I don't know. I prefer to see it that way. Maybe yeah, that way. And then I think he put that he put the getter private too, which I didn't really like understand. And I think he put the initialize private as well. And he told me that it was because the initialize method is already private by default. Because when you do new, where is it? Yeah, when you do new here, well, you don't actually call the initialize method. The new is actually calling the initialize for you. So that's what he said, and that's it's making sense. It's making sense, but is that really necessarily to like put it private? I'm not really sure, and maybe I don't know, and yeah. So I think uh, that one is pretty good. I guess I'm going to commit that way so my mentor can tell me what he think. He already what he think, but at least about the name, maybe he will find it maybe funny. I don't know. And yeah, what else could I do here? Like, I do the raindrop. I have cause a fall, and that's it. And when it falls, you make a sound. Make a noise by using this sound here. Yeah, it's a bit better. The class is a bit not, the code is actually a bit longer, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's not that it's more readable, but if you had to make a class for the raindrop, it could be that way. It can be other way too, probably. Obviously, my class is highly inspired from what I've seen last night with my mentor, but and he was actually asking me that. He was asking me, um, what, I mean, is it better? It's obviously better because, like I said, I don't have to carry around the intensity here, former number here. But is it like well written? Do I feel like I'm comfortable with it? So far, I would say yes. I'm still trying to like see if there is something we can improve. Oh, I don't know. It's pretty like I think it's pretty neat, because like you can see that each part of the code, I mean, each line is doing something. Like, let's say this is a line, even though it's on 3 line, but this is a method, and it's really small. Like each method is doing what it should do, because this is like iterating over the rules and create the sound basically, and it happens to. I mean, it happens every sound. Yeah, every sound that is every note that is factor to the that is a factor to the intensity, and yeah, and actually making a sound by returning a string, and this is actually making the sound. So if the sound is empty, well, return the intensity. If not, return the sound. I mean, but is it like, is it better? Is it good? Is it, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna commit that way. I think I'm gonna stop the video as well, and I'm gonna upload it, and yeah. Alright, so it's working, like I said, still working, should be. Git status, git add, up, git commit, like makes a raindrop class. Git push origin master. So it should be fine by now, I guess. Oh, this is actually yeah, it should be fine. I'm just checking, but it should be fine. Alright guys, thank you for watching and see you on the next video. Bye bye. Take care.